I don't think you quite understand.
Double kill.
Oh Jesus, is he low? No, he's not.
Rampage.
Hello summoners, I'm the Heavy Jesus, and this is my hyper carry Gangplank guide. Gangplank holds the prize for best gold making ability in the game. This means Gangplank can get many items, and hit latter game plenty of time before the enemy can hit theirs. With the new Triforce, you deal extra amounts of damage and buff movement speed, which synergizes perfectly with Gangplank's setup. With this in mind, Gangplank can single-handedly carry with this item alone. After getting this item, building pure tank with an Atma's Impaler will let him counter all enemy damage while letting him carry. Because Gangplank has insane movement speed and slows, with CC cleansing oranges, Gangplank can unhinderedly bum rush any target he sets his eyes on and escape dire situations. Let's go over what all his abilities do, shall we? His passive is a 3-second poison that slows and deals damage every second. It can stack 3 times and will constantly proc, so long as you keep attacking your target. This lets you chase targets easily and boosts your damage somewhat. His Q sends a bullet flying to a single target, with damage equal to a regular auto attack plus a bonus damage depending on the level. This also procs Gangplank's passive. Last hitting a unit with this ability will refund half the mana and give bonus gold. His W activates Gangplank's stash of lemons, oranges and citrus berries. This lets Gangplank recover some health, and also functions like a cleanse, removing slows, stuns, silences, and every other form of disable. His E gives him a passive buff to attack damage and movement speed. Activating it boosts these values even further and shares half of the active's buff with his teammates. Activating this will make last hitting under towers entirely possible, so do not be afraid when an enemy pushes up on you. It also helps when pushing structures and helping your team. His ultimate causes a large area anywhere on the map to be covered in a field that slows and gets bombarded with cannonballs. This can be used to farm distant lanes, defend towers and teammates, pick off stragglers who escape with low health, or to help out massively during a team fight. This kit allows Gangplank to be strong naturally and have good survivability. Let's take a look at those runes and masteries. On our mastery page, we take 21 points in offense, getting that armor penetration and AD centric perks. This will add up nicely to let you embrace your carrying nature. 4 points go into defense for scaling health, and 5 points into support, so you can get manage and to Q as much as possible to increase your gold income. Moving to runes, we take Lifesteal kits, AD marks, and offensive yellows and blues. Lifesteal procs on your Q and Chi, so the enhanced damage will give you more health when you last hit creeps. With the quints you will be able to sustain while not having to buy any lifesteal items, freeing you up to build more tank items. For summoner spells, take Ghost and Teleport. This will let you get anywhere you need to be, and you can return to lane faster. The more time you spend farming, the more ahead you will get of your enemies. Ghost will let you get out of situations that otherwise would have led to death. If you get CC'd, eating oranges and popping Ghost is a surefire escape. Now that you are prepared, let's get ready for laning. Gangplank has a power curve that can be put into 3 stages: early game, mid game, and late game. There are only creeps. Enemy champions do not exist in your lane, and is not what you focus on. Gangplank's dependency on items means his early game is weaker than most. Walking out of base, a flask, potion, and ward is the essential items you need. Flask will give enough health and mana to let Gangplank farm, and stay in lane long enough to get money for Avarice Blade. This is your first buy. Getting this item as early as possible is the best course of action. After Avarice Blade you should get Sheen, and then stack defensive items to counter your lane opponent's damage. When you have Avarice Blade and Sheen, you should have level 5 and 3 points in Q. This will give you plenty of damage to harass your enemy, and you can Q your enemy to force them out of lane. Until you have Avarice Blade and Sheen you should seek to avoid your enemy. You will only be wasting mana you could be using to farm creeps with your Q. Continue farming until you have your Triforce. Once you have acquired Triforce, you have a choice to make. 1. Return to lane and bully your enemy out of lane with constant Q harass, and take their tower. 2. Buy home good and teleport ghost to lane of your choice and molest unexpecting enemies. 3. Go with your team and siege towers with your team wide AD buff. Or 4. Return to farming. Triforce gives you everything you need damage wise, and with your efficient gold making ability, you should be further ahead of your enemy and abuse their weakness. This allows you to bully your lane opponent, and Yuri gives plenty of AD to take structures down fast. If this is what you're aiming for, take option 1. Since you have Ghost and Teleport, it is quite easy to catch unaware opponents with otherwise awkwardly placed wards. Although this is risky since you will be depending on kills instead of getting farm, which Gangplank excels at. Only do this if you see very low enemies and have teammates that know where to ward. Since you give your entire team attack damage, everyone can become better at killing towers. If you are going for a pushing strategy, coordinate with your teammates to gank a lane and take down the tower. If all else fails, just farm. Your farm is worth more than everyone else, so why not? With your carry item in place, you should build tanky items and eventually upgrade to Atma's Impaler. If you want to know the best time to upgrade into Atma's, as a rule of thumb, 3000 health points or 1000 gold farmed on the blade is begging for an Impaler. When you have your Triforce and Atma's Impaler, and a bundle of tanky items to boot, you've officially hit late game. Since you are already carrying your team, it is only common courtesy to build items that counter your enemy or buff your team. Consider items like Randuin's Omen to counter heavy attack speed based champions, or Locket of the Iron Solary to give your team protection. Other good tanky items are Spirit Visage to buff your citrus fruits, Banshee's Veil to protect against poke, Thorn Mail in case of Master Yi Fire a Tryndamere hyper combo, or even Warmogs to buff your health to the point your Atma's Impaler breaks the AD barrier. That's all I've got to say about Gangplank. I now leave you with a professional montage that showcases all the tips and tricks you need to know. Good luck summoners, plunder that precious booty.